talk with Morrigan first.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Do you have... Did you grow up in the Korkari Wilds, always?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
Well, you could if you wanted. Oh, okay. You could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked? If I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
I would think. And you managed to remain unnoticed.
For the most part. Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Well, it's very daring, that sounds like you, to do such things.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Well, that was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Touching like handshakes?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, you just lack some social skills. I suppose you've always been alone. But then again, Mira comes from inside a tower. The only social skills she has are what it's useful inside the tower. So they could be sort in the same situation. Well, you know, you can go back if you like. Don't want to force you.
I have no qualm with the mission I have been set to. Flemeth was correct, like it or not. The Darkspawn are an enemy of all. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
All right. Let's see what Liliana has to say.
Yes? Well, here I am.
Well, you're a traveling minstrel. Do you have any tales to share?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Do you know about the Darkspawn? Is there anything about that, even?
Chantry law says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinder Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible and imagined that they were greater than the Maker himself. So thinking, they invaded his golden city, planning to take it for themselves and depose their own creator. But they were impure and full of sin. and it is with the sin that it tainted the Golden City, corrupting it forever. The Maker cursed them, and cast them from his sight. Wherever they went, they spread the taint of their sin. Any land that was touched by the taint became blighted, and would suffer no life. Instead, the Darkspawn arose to torment us, and remind us of our hubris.
Do you know any Farelden legends?
I know one, told to me by my mother a long time ago. It always chilled me to the bone. Maybe you have heard of Flemeth?
Oh, this is interesting. I met a Flemeth in the Korkari Wilds.
Are you sure? Was she the Flemeth of legend? Flemeth, the devourer of men? Flemeth, mother of witches? Flemeth, demon-touched, who dwells in the mists?
Well, I don't think she would probably introduce herself as such.
Farelden mothers scare their daughters with talk of Flemeth. They say that if you're bad, Flemeth will spirit you away and bind you to her forever. They also say that Flemeth mourns her lost beauty and will steal yours through your looking glass if she catches you.
Well, tell me more.
Flemeth's beauty was known throughout the land. She had hair like unto a moonless night, skin as pale as winter's first snow, and eyes as beautiful and perilous as the sea. When she came of age, she came to the attention of the Lord of Highever, Conobar, and he took her for his wife. Conobar soon learned that his young bride had the gift of magic. He kept this a secret, for he feared that she would be taken from him. Flemeth stayed with Conobar for some years, and with his blessing she practiced her art. And then one day, a young poet named Osen came to the castle. Flemeth was captivated by Osen's voice, and he by her beauty, and they fell in love.
Okay. I don't think this is the story I have heard. Well, not the one Morrigan told me, at least. Well, what happened then?
Flemeth longed to be with her true love, and she and Osen fled from Conobar's lands, seeking refuge in the Korkari Wilds with the Chasing tribes. They lived there happily for many a year, till the day Flemeth received news that Conobar was dying and longed to see her face one last time. Flemeth's heart swelled with pity for the man who once was her husband, and begged Osen to return to Conobar's side with her. But when Flemeth and Osen entered Highever, they were captured by Conobar's men, and Osen was slain in front of Flemeth's eyes. Flemeth was imprisoned in the highest tower of the castle, there to await Conobar's judgment on her. Distraught at the loss of her love, Flemeth plotted revenge against her husband. She summoned a fey demon, intending for it to wreak vengeance on Conobar. But a spell went awry. The demon possessed Flemeth. Turning her into an abomination, the halls of the castle ran red with blood as Flemeth slaughtered Conobar and all his men. The last of Flemeth's humanity melted away, and at dawn she stole back to the wilds to plot and scheme for 100 years. They say she took to her side many Chasing men, and with their help begat her daughter witches, who even now prowl the dark places of the Korkari Wilds.
All right. So we had the official version of Flemeth's story, and then we have Morrigan's, and Flemeth, at least the woman we think could be Flemeth, didn't really say much to us. Okay, let's see what Alistair has.
What do you need now? If you really have to, go ahead.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, what happens now that there's just two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Farelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan. or
Exactly.
someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Logain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Farelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Where are they? All in Orlais?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Isn't it... Okay, this order is a mess, but isn't it a little bit stupid that this whole order is not coordinated whatsoever? I mean, come on. I mean, I know that Why South is the main... is the headquarters, but...
Here in Farelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Logain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
This order is idiotic. Well, will we need to start rebuilding the order at some point?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be 2 of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
Wow, you're optimistic. What if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Farelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Farelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you should stay here and take all of this mess upon yourself. Yet you're delegating everything to me. And by the way, how is it only us? Why is it only Grey Wardens that can destroy the Archdemon or whatever?
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need now?
I don't know. Everything is on me. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's not fair.
Here I am.
So what about you?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Farelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Well, of course, if it rains a lot. Don't you want to go back?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
You mean the Mage's Tower? Well, it is glittering, I suppose. No. Well, I'm not from any glittering gem. No.
No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do.
Yeah.
You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Alright, now that is odd.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home, more than anything else.
Alright. But that's a little bizarre, because there's leather everywhere.
Ah, but it's not Antivan leather, is it? I do not know what the Antivan tanners do that is different, but there is no leather more supple nor more fragrant. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Well, no Antivan boots for you, I suppose.
Indeed. No Antivan boots for Zevran.
Oh god.
One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not.
Oh well. You need to make the most of where you are. That's my philosophy.
Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools.
Really?
Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Isn't Alistair a complete fool? I would say yes. Mira is still shaken a little bit. She has rested, but she's thinking about Cullen a lot. She's thinking that maybe she should have stopped and talked to him before leaving, but she's gonna go to the tower again to check on the Templars. And she needed some time to think about everything alone. She still doesn't understand the kind of ordeal Cullen has gone through. She's just kind of heartbroken, but she's not showing it. She's happy she got rid of Irving. Finally, her revenge is complete. And now she's here surrounded by companions that believe in this cause more than herself. She's tempted to leave, but this whole thing is giving her so much power. She just realized that what she did in the tower of Magi, all the decisions she took, she kind of felt powerful. Maybe she's not liking her mission, but she's liking the freedom and sometimes the power that's coming with it. Next step, what should we do? Let's ask something to Budan.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
Have you heard any rumors?
The Darkspawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings, and then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. I'm not holding out hope myself. That's what I've heard on the road anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Well, at least we got away. That place was a dump. Anything else?
Nobody seems to know where Oral Eamon is in all this business. If he were here, he could put a stop to all this talk of civil war for sure. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
I wonder what's happened in Redcliffe while we were in the tower. Alright, I need some provisions.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Oh, yes. All of them, all. We are stocked with injury kits. You should sell more of this stuff. Bodan? Oh, those are the dragon plate armor things. Alright then, I think we are going to check in Redcliffe again if the situation has been resolved a bit. I doubt it. Still, let's see what has happened there.
Indeed.
Yes.
Maybe I should bring Stan. I want to bring Leliana.
Indeed.
Because Morrigan might be redundant. Let's try with Stan.
Damnation.
Yes.
What is this? Well, we are here, so maybe we could go around this way. I'm pretty sure that the automatic route will not go towards Lothering. We will be going around this way. So we might visit Ban Loren's lands and Sulker's Pass. Sulker, I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Oh, Leliana needs to level as well. What's happening there? You are surprised to recognize the uniform of King Kaelin's honor guard. A memory comes to you. You fought alongside this man at Ostagar. The guards were the uniform of Ban Loren, a minor lord well known and little loved for the fluidity of his allegiances. What is happening down there? Let's go. Oh, really? Okay. Don't remember what this is about, but...
I try to be merciful.
Don't be merciful, Leliana. Leliana, you need to level. Oh, Alistair. I'm gonna turn this off for you. How about Stan? Nah, Stan is alright with this. Maybe I should lower Alistair to this. Yeah, makes more sense.
Is that all you've got? Now this is...
Look at those guys down there. They need... think I can pass in here. It looks crowded. Stan, you're dying. He's stunned. Wait, I need to save his ass. Oh no, now this guy is coming over me. Coming over me. He's coming towards me. Everybody, this guy, please. Leliana, you need to take care of this one. Please. What about you, Mira?
Surely you're...
He's completely... I mean, even when the guys are threatening, using their powers, this guy doesn't care. So... Why is Alistair down here? Alistair... I wanted to kill this guy. Is that... Why did you change target like that? I didn't like that.
Time to play.
Be careful, because you have this guy behind now. I wish I could fry him, but I can't. You know what? I'm here. Can deal with this. Oh! Somebody decapitated, just right there.
Too much.
Oh, Leliana. Now you're gonna have help. Come on.
I'm sorry. I tried to be merciful.
You don't have to try and be merciful. Never.
I think a boulder dropped on me there. Going.
Lyrium.
Oh, right.
Heavy chainmail. Oh, I really need Morrigan. That's why I wanted to pick her up, to make some potions. Now I remember. Where is this guy? Oh, there. Elric. Up close, the man's face is unmistakable. You remember him as Elric Moraine, member of Kaelin's honor guard at Ostagar, and close confidant of the king.
Thank you. I didn't expect the band's men to notice my escape so quickly. I tried to hide here in the woods, but there wasn't time. And now I'm a dead man.
Escape? What do you mean there wasn't time?
You were there in Ostagar. You know how things went. For me it was either this, or die in some darkspawn's belly, or be hung as a deserter.
This what? Well, I can't blame you for deserting. I mean, Mira, if she could desert, she would. I think I recognize you.
You were there with the Grey Wardens. one of Duncan's new recruits. I was to guard the king. He was my friend, understand? Maker. All that time in Ban Loren's prison. And I couldn't stop thinking about all they suffered that one dark night at Ostagar.
But so you escaped this Ban Loren's prison? Well, in any case, we don't really have time to listen to you whining.
All day? Your estimate's more generous than my own. But perhaps I can make it worth your while. If it's the likes of you who sees me to my final hour, perhaps things happen for a reason. The king entrusted me with the key to the royal arms chest. If anything were to happen to him, he said, it was vital I deliver it to the Wardens.
Well, of course he didn't give the keys to Duncan, because Duncan was probably in battle too. Though it's not clear if this guy is actually a soldier or he was just a caretaker for Kaelan. Well, what's in this chest?
The royal arms chest. It's where Kaelan kept his father's sword, the one he always said he'd slay the archdemon with.
More than that, there was a secret compartment where he kept documents concerning his dealings with Empress Selene and the Orlesians.
What? Do you still have this key?
The Maker has a sense of humor, doesn't he? I suppose it's for the best, however. Had I kept it, it would be in Ban Loren's hands by now.
Why am I not surprised? Is there someone else we should be bringing back from the brink of death instead?
I was afraid. I thought I would lose it on the battlefield, so I stashed it in the camp. Please, it's probably still there.
At Ostagar? Where?
The key's behind a loose stone at the base of a statue. I'll draw a map for you, so you'll know where to search.
You'll be taking me along, won't you? Call me sentimental, but I left behind some dark spawn that really deserve a sword through the middle.
It is vital that the king's documents do not fall into the wrong hands. As for Marik's sword, it is too powerful to be pawed at by those monsters. Same for the king's other arms and armor. And if you happen to find Kaelan's body, see it off. He was our king. He shouldn't be left to rot amidst the Darkspawn's filth.
I don't know, maybe he should. Don't know if we were going... I honestly don't know if we're going back there. Maybe the Darkspawn found the key. Maybe we could get ambushed. It doesn't look safe, really.